WKK 3 here, ready to give you your track guide to Sonoma Raceway. A lot of fans have been looking forward to this race. I am too, for the Gamble GT series, the only series that's racing here at Sonoma this year. And let's take you for a hot lap around this facility from the cockpit view. Heading into turn 1, the Toyota sign is where you're going to want to brake. Get it from third to second gear, arc it out, and bring it back into the rumble strip. Don't touch it. It will throw you out even farther than the track wants to. At the 50-meter board, you want to brake it inside. Now hit this rumble strip right here, but you're going to want to fix that exit in the race and pick a point in the horizon to use. Heading through there, you're going to want to brake at the 100 board, but here you're going to want to brake at the 100 board as well. Put it down in the first gear or second gear if you are a little conservative. Hit the rumble strips here. Get that asphalt strip to your advantage as we clip the apexes through the S's. Let the car arc out a little bit and bring it back in for this rumble strip. Break it down the fifth gear, or fourth gear I think, I don't know. Then shifting it down to second gear for the final hairpin. Diamond, that hairpin got loose on exit when I recorded it. And then just bringing it up, and I also hit the wall. Do not judge me. It is 2 o'clock in the morning. So we're going to do this again, but this time we are going to look at the trackside camera and give you some rundown in slow motion here. So heading into turn 1, it's pretty simple. You just bring it up, shift it down into second gear, and then just keep it at arc in. Like I said, you really don't need to use the rumble strip. It's not necessary. It's just going to upset the car more than it needs to. As you see, the track naturally is going to want to throw you off to the side to the rumble strip anyway. So the more curb you use in the center of the turn, the worse it's going to get for you. There's the 50-meter sign, and that's where you're going to want to brake for this turn. You want to be all the way to the right side of the racetrack. Bring it on in, get the best line you can through there, and this is where you want to start attacking rumble strips. Attack that one, and also attack this one. Now this is pretty interesting. Let's go over to the roof camera. You know, better yet, cockpit. And bring this down. Now you're going to see in the distance, there's a couple light poles. That's your apex. Right there. You see? We'll back it up. There's a couple light poles in the distance. Keep your eye line towards that, because your apex is going to be right in that eye line when you come to the top of the hill. This is a blind turn here. When you come into this turn, you don't see your apex for the next turn. All you see is the 50-meter sign to your left. So keep an eye on those 2 poles up there at the top, or even the just the top of the grandstand. Right here. But your best bet's look at those 2 poles at the top of the hill. So we fly through here. Let the car throw out, and this is going to be interesting during the race. A lot of people are going to get caught up in this. Let me just take it back outside here. Rewind this. And play it again, but in slow motion this time. The car is going to go on thrown out anyway. This is almost a repeat of turn 1. If you think about how the car gets launched out. So your car's going to get off to the rumble strip anyway, but the problem is someone's going to go off track here. So just be mindful of that, and also take the advice I said of using your reference point off in the distance for that turn. You're going to need it. So head down here, you're going to want to brake right there. That's about the 75-meter mark. Probably a little before that, probably the 100-meter mark you are going to want to brake for. I kind of overshot it a little bit, you'll see right there. So just be careful. When you're in the race, it kind of gets a little hectic. When you're coming into this corner here, you're going to want to just use a little bit more of this than I did. Let me go to photo to show you. The drone camera not really working with me here. Alright, so you see how I gripped. Went all the way down to the rumble strip here. Let me bring the shutter speed up for you so you can see better. There we go. I'm used to taking action cams. Where my red line is where I'm talking about. Alright? So if you see my red square, That's my point that I'm pointing at. So the car's here. There's your rumble strip. You want your left side tire to be right there. Use it. Use this. This is your friend. You want your left side tire to be right there at the apex. Why? Why do you want it there? Well, let's think about physics and how racing works. Your racing line, you want to arc the turn in as much as you can. Now, if you were to draw a mental line from here and just ease it in, I'm trying to do as best I can. If you hit there and you keep turning your right angle, you should come out right there, which is your exit of the turn. So, like I said, let's see, brake right around there, right around the 100-meter mark. So, that's for future reference for you guys, but like I said, keep your left side tire right about there. Get your left side tire up on that gray, so you can shoot out on exit. See, I shot out a little too much because I didn't hit that right. Now your apex here is pretty interesting. We'll go to drone camera yet again and bring that shutter speed up so we can see just fine. You see the car's not touching the rumble strip here. Because the rumble strip is so tall here, as you can see in comparison to the car, it will toss you out, and you don't want that as much as you think you do. The track pretty much gives you the racing line as it is. You're going to want to brake at the right side of the racetrack. Don't go past the yellow line. It's a little slippery out there. And then arc it in and then let it roll out. And then clip that grip strip, rumble strip right there. Not too early and not too late, or you'll miss your setup for the S's. Let's take it to the S's. Slow this down a little bit. See me using all that asphalt right there. You're wondering what that looks like? Let's take a look at it. This is the best part about this. Show it a drone camera. This is what it looks like. For you at home, we'll go directly above the car. Now you see I've come off that, and I've clipped both those apexes pretty nicely, and I just straight shoot it right to here. So it's almost a straight line if you were to draw a line from that one apex. This asphalt patch here, use it. Use all of it here, except for past the cones, but everything here is usable. You're going to want to clip this too. So it's not just clip and drive it out. No, clip and clip, so you set yourself up to be right about car-wise right there in the turn. So you can just arc it in for the next turn. Pretty simple. I see right there the car. I kind of just, I'll show you right here. I straight shot it. Come on, give me a camera angle, please. There we go. That's a perfect illustration. Okay. Jesus. This game sometimes. There we go. I see how I straight shoot it right there. Use a little bit more of that grip strip, and now I'm straight shooting it right for this turn right here. I see where my car is stationed. Let me wind it and show you. The car is right there. So, you don't want your car to be right around there or here when you start entering the corner, but nothing too early or too late from this, or you'll miss your turn for here. Here's pretty easy. The real camera angle is going to show you what I mean here. This is an early apex corner. So you come from there. Now you're shooting down and you're just tapping this. You don't want to hold on to it as much as I did. Usually you just want to stay on the asphalt here. The track will kind of be generous with you and just let you ride out to that rumble strip there. So I'll illustrate right here. You can see how the car's all the way out of that rumble strip. You're going to want to do that on the lap basis. Now here's pretty interesting. Some drivers at this point, from coming down the hill, they'll be all the way out here. try and arc it up for this next bit here. Now this bit here is pretty interesting. You're going to want to ride this rumble strip right there. Just ride it. Don't even let off it. As you'll see right there, I'm just riding that rumble strip. Why? Because once you get to the end of the rumble strip, you start braking. It's almost like a braking point for you. Once you get to the end, start braking for this turn right here. Don't use as much rumble strip as this will illustrate for you. What a little too much curb will do. It makes great action shots, but it's not good for a race. See how it throws almost your car out? Here's pretty interesting. I'll back it up and just zoom in for you. This is your braking point right here. Right there. That's your braking point. Remember this, kids. 150. I'm already on the brakes. So we'll zoom on out for you. This is where you should brake. Right about there is as late as you should brake. For reasons. So here's a good spot. There's about the late you can. Here you're just about killing the field. So here to about there is where you should be braking for this turn. That's the final turn. Apex lit diamond. Like I said, I got loose on exit, so that is a track description for you in the Camel GT series for Sonoma Raceway. My name is WKK3, better known as Warren Keith. I'm glad this, hope this helps you, as my second lap was not so hot. So, I see it ends right there. So there you go, there's your track description. I hope this helps you in the Camel GT race and races forward here at Sonoma Raceway.